What's up, everybody on YouTube? I'm the new disconnector here, back with part 3 of No Man's Sky. Just real quick before I get into the main part of this video, I just want to say I'm sorry if it came out a little bit later than I wanted it to. So if you're seeing this in like early February or something, that's my fault. I'll try to do better next time. Anyway, this one was. I feel like we made like some pretty good advances, but I also don't know, like, what comes after this or after that or, any of that. So, not really much to say here. Thank you for 75 subscribers. That's pretty cool. We're three-fourths of the way to that big 100. But yeah, other than that, just enjoy the video. Thank you for watching. Back in our lovely game. If you didn't watch episode 2, I ended that episode with one more goal that I need to accomplish, which is first on the list today. Gather some salvage data. Now, it wasn't actually as hard as I remember it to be from my original world. And all I had to do was just use my analysis visor to find buried technology modules that I can then dig up with my terrain manipulator. So, I went around searching for quite a while just to finish this first task. After all, it said that I only needed one salvage data. I decided to get a little bit more than one just in case, but overall, that was all I really had to do. After a slight delay with a superheated storm, I was able to find out what I was going to use the salvage data for, which was going to my base computer or whatever and unlocking or discovering new building pieces. Specifically, this base teleport portal thing, right? Now, this allowed me to teleport to my base from anywhere else. Now, there are going to be more teleporters later. For now, this doesn't really do much, but the game had me set it up. Also, retard alert, I may or may not have accidentally misrecorded another 10 minutes. The good thing is that it's only 10 minutes and not 2 hours nearly. So all I did was, get salvage data to get this base teleporter and to get the biofuel reactor that can power it, that's powered by, like carbon, I think. I kind of forgot. So yeah, here's the biofuel reactor. Yeah, powered by carbon. And it powers my base teleporter for whenever I need it. What happened next was my base computer gave me a new task. This task was to leave my planet once again. Now, originally, I thought that I was going back to that one planet that I started on, and I was getting a little bit pissed. Turns out that wasn't exactly it. I left in my spaceship to go to a space station. At least that's what it said. When I finally arrived there, well, would you just look at that? It's a space station. Near the first planet that I started on, but not on it. It took me a minute to find the entrance, but once I finally did, the game landed it for me, and I had finally arrived in my space station. I figured that I wouldn't really find anything here, that I would just get one or two items and then go. But I was a little bit wrong, because not only did I find more than one or two items, I found other intelligent life. As I climbed the stairs of the space station, I finally met my first piece of intelligent life outside of myself. It was this alien standing with a bunch of others that seemed to be talking among each other. And while he wasn't the most excited to talk to me, of course, I asked him about other travelers and he just ended the conversation there. I didn't really mind. The fact that I could find intelligent life outside of my first planet or my solar system, well, not really outside of my solar system, but you know what I mean, right? Was crazy enough to me, and plus, this space station was nice. I didn't necessarily have a big task here, other than to find life forms and ask them about different signals and stuff, which I figured I would do later, right? I have a whole space station to explore. So that's what I did. I found chairs that you could sit down in, chairs that you could spin. I even found a player customization thing, so I made the optimal, absolute fucking menace of a person. It didn't look good exactly, but just look at him. He's beautiful. Anyway, after exploring the space station extensively and finding several different little wacky features, I finally decided to, focus at the objective, the task at hand. Unlike that first alien, the next one that I talked to had some sort of weird effect going on. Essentially, he was just speaking his own language, but through his... Oh, no, it was like some sort of creepy stuff, man. It was like through his visor I could see a glimmer in his eyes or some shit. Some along those lines. But basically, he told me whatever I needed to know, and now I had a new objective. I don't really know what the point of talking to this metallic fucker even was, but hey, if it makes me progress in the story, then whatever. Now, Alien over here told me some sort of weird code, which I couldn't unencrypt on my own. So, I used the built-in space station teleporter here to teleport both me and my base back to my home, me and my starship back to my base. There, I could use my base computer to decode what the alien from before had told me. I got my base computer ready, I pressed decode, and, 16, and it gave me a message. It was some cringe cryptic shit, like how this game likes to do, but hey, what really matters is that it gave me a new objective. A new objective that just so happened to be in a different fucking country. I swear to God, this thing, I like had a double, triple, quadruple take when I saw takes 22 minutes to get there, 24 minutes, whatever. It was like just under half an hour, which was absolutely insane for me to have to walk. Now, I probably, looking back on it, probably could have used my starship just to kind of glide over there. I didn't. It was a really long walk, and I actually had to take, like, a day-long break in the middle of it once I reached, like, some sort of... I don't know, it was like some sort of structure or something. I just, like, took a break because of how long of a walk it was. So it wasn't very fun. But it's what I had to do. There was nothing else that I really could do. So after, a couple minutes of contemplating, I finally set off on my long-ass journey to some place that I don't even know. Like, I don't know why I was going there. I didn't know what was there. I was just going because the game fucking told me to. Yeehaw. So, let's cue a walking montage to make more time in the short-ass video. Well, when I got here, I mean, it looked like a house, and for a second there, I thought that I had just looped back around and made a big ass circle. Because when I rebooted back into the game, um, I didn't have like the actual thing, like the notification thing here for a while, so I thought that I had made a circle. I was about to be pissed, but I didn't. So after my long ass break of like 5 days, I'm finally here. I went over to the signal and it explained that this was the wreck of a freighter. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. I've learned that that is just like the huge ship. Like, you've heard of a starship, which is tiny, but a freighter is like giant fucking enormous. You know when they have those little special effects where these huge ships like just appear out of nowhere in the sky for no apparent reason? Those are freighters. And this is apparently the wreck of one. Just the ruins, the shambles of some freighter that crashed on this planet. The damaged machinery pod thing gave me a blueprint for a oh wow a hyperdrive, which I then had to go set up and fix. This involved going back to that space station, but for now I had to get all the way back home. Now, instead of doing another awesome walking montage, I actually just used this thing that told me that it could summon my starship, and it worked. And now I had the starship here. I got in it, cruised my way back home like how I should have gotten here. Like, you know. And then I got to work, fixing my hyperdrive. But first, I had to gather uranium. You see, I found this earlier. They were metal fingers in quotation marks. It made me a little uncomfortable, but I still used them. I mined uranium from some of them. The others had gold. And the reason why I need uranium is because it can help with like fixing the launch thrusters. So each time you launch, it takes off 25%, but you can use uranium to like reboost them, I guess. I don't know. It's like 1 in the morning. I'm forgetting the words for things now. Yeah, but you know, you can recharge your launch thrusters with uranium. So I grabbed up all the metal uranium finger things, and then I set off for the space station to go see if I could become rich. See, the problem was that I needed 137,500 of these nanites. I finally found out what those were, and they're like currency in the No Man's Sky world. The only problem is that I, over this whole entire series, have only gotten around 12,000. Which means that I had to somehow, quickly, come up with over 100,000 nanites, which seemed very daunting because I might as well have just become Elon Musk here. I had to become rich. But I figured I'd figure that out later. So I refueled my Starship launch thrusters, went to space in my space station, and I went to the guy who sells it. So there's this little like machine in the wall who you can buy things from or sell things to. And I had to become rich. So I figured I'd start with selling things, and lucky for me, I hit jackpot. For some apparent reason, this Mr. Machine in the Wall guy really likes his salvage data. In fact, I only had to sell a couple to him. I didn't even have to sell my whole stock for this guy to make me Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, William Gates, Warren Buffett. I can't think of any more rich people, but I became pretty wealthy from selling this guy a little bit of salvage data. So then, as like any rich person, I went and blew all my money on microprocessors for my hyperdrive. Just like a normal person. So yeah, that's what I did. I blew all my money on microprocessors, and now I just had to get some copper going and process it, and then I could finally complete my hyperdrive. My very, very expensive hyperdrive. One other thing, by the way, I also got an achievement for making so much money. So I thought that was kind of funny. You see it? Yeah. Money maker. It's awesome. But, without thinking of how much debt I may or may not be in right now and how much money I just blew on something that's basically worthless right now, I decided to go home. I had some copper to mine, right? And I'm gonna be honest with you, mining this copper took an unreasonably long amount of time. Or I guess finding it. Because I already had found the nearest copper deposit for my other doings, so I had to go all the way back and explore even more just to find another one. And for some reason, copper is like the rarest one or some shit, because seriously, whenever you need it, it takes so long, or at least it feels like it takes so long to go find it. But yeah, of course, eventually I do, and I go mine it, and then I come back home, and then I process it in my micro portable processor thing to create chromatic metal, the other ingredient that I need for my hyperdrive. So now that I finally have my hyperdrive fully installed, I realized that that was just installing it. I needed to use warp cells, find warp cells to fuel the hyperdrive. Even more fun. I found this out from a message delivered to my starship, and I scanned it a couple times because I needed antimatter to create the warp cells, apparently. I scanned it on the surface because, retard alert, I didn't realize that it said in orbit. So I went into orbit, scanned it, and guess where it fucking took me? Back to my favorite planet in the whole solar system, the first one, that toxic hellhole. But games say I do. So I went down to this planet, this horrible, wretched, and disgusting planet, and I got to work. The other thing is that I think, and again, like I haven't gotten this far yet in the game, so this is just like a current episode 3 hypothesis, but I think the warp cells and the hyperdrive for that matter allow me to switch solar systems. That's just my guess. So if you know, don't spoil it down in the comments, but like that's my guess. So we'll see if I'm right or not. But for now, I'm on my stinky, gross, toxic planet. Now that I've landed, I was lucky that my destination wasn't actually like that far away. It was just this building that was honestly like really close to where I landed, and it was fucking disgusting. Seriously, this whole like stinky planet thing is for real. Do you see this? This is literally like Discord mod room. This is just like some fucking slop of some kind, slime. Living slime is what the thing describes. It's disgusting. But apparently whatever I need is inside of this weird machine thing, which started blinking red for a second, and I got like really freaked out because I thought some like sentinels were coming, or this thing was gonna try to kill me, or the slime was gonna like, I don't know. The fact that it was blinking red scared me is basically the point. But no, it did not do anything. So I took my blueprint. I tried to do everything that I could just to get off of this planet, because honestly, I feel like one of like the top 5 things that I hate in my life includes this like specific fucking planet. I hate it so much. So, yeah, I got my shit. It said 16 a couple times, yeah, antimatter with chromatic metal, by the way. And yeah, that was pretty much it. I got some extra like weird loot or whatever from these other things, but mostly I was just able to go home. So I did. Another thing that I did on the way back, I accidentally just deleted the footage like a fucking dumbass. So, you know, but I also mined a little bit of tritium from asteroids so that I can refuel my pulse engine a little bit more because it's like running dangerously low in like the single digits. So that's cool. Anyway, when I got home, I had to make use of my antimatter, which meant getting chromatic metal. You remember that from like 10 minutes ago, maybe? Yeah, it's that stuff that you make with copper, except I mined all of the copper and ended up using all of the copper, which means that I now get to go embark on another similar journey to go find another stupid fucking copper deposit. I hate that. Maybe I should add that to my list. Either way, I have to go do it, so womp womp. Or do I? See, instead of actually mining copper, I decided on an ingenious tactic called leaving it to next episode. Which is what I did because I was bored. In fact, I was recording this, or the gameplay, like pretty early in the morning, to where like seriously, it was a Wednesday at like 2 a.m. I couldn't fucking do this with school tomorrow. It was probably unhealthy that I recorded this far anyway, so I just decided to not do that. So, first up for next episode will be to mine some more copper, find and mine some more copper for chromatic metal in order to make use of my antimatter to turn into warp cells, to power my hyperdrive, to potentially maybe go to another solar system. So that'll be fun and probably take a lot of time. For now, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I'm sorry that it came out late, and I'm also sorry that it's like shorter than the other ones. Usually it's like 30-40 minutes long, and this one is like sitting over here being 25. Which is weird because I did like double the footage than I did in the last two episodes, so I guess it was just that walking montage. But either way, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe or consider subscribing. Smash that like, of course. And see you in the next video. Stay safe out there. And don't stay up until 3 a.m. on a Wednesday like me. Okay? Goodbye.
First there was fire, then there was smoke, then that preacher man was hanging by a rope, and then they all fell to their knees and begged that drifter, begged him please, as he raised his